Yeah. Two-thirds of Americans are at risk to experience blackout. You could be one of them, sitting in the dark and cold for hours, for days, maybe even weeks. Are you ready to protect your family? You could be with Patriot Power Solar Generator 2000X. Folks say this new solar generator from 4 Patriots is worth its weight in gold. Why? Because this generator has double the capacity and is expandable so you can run the big appliances like your fridge even longer. Or other devices like an electric blanket, microwave, RV air conditioner, or even an electric wheelchair. You also get 12 outlets, including 4 AC outlets, so you can power more devices at once, and 2 USB-C outlets, which can charge your phone 20 times faster than a regular plug. Best of all, this new solar generator is fume-free, safe to use inside, and never needs gas, ever. Over 150,000 Americans trust Patriot Power generators. Go to 4patriots.com/VTTGW to get your solar generator now. You'll even get a solar panel included free. You got to play the video. What's wrong with you? We're still live. What's up, everybody? Chris, Muppet Fingers, play the video. Oh my God. It's not. What's not there? Oh my gosh. Hey, well, anyways, what's up, Trash Talkers? What's going on, Gruntworks Nation? We are live about 4.5 minutes earlier than we're supposed to be, which picks up 2 minutes back for Stacks, who's whining about the timeline. So there we go, Stacks. No contest. All right.
God damn it.
All right. But,
Stacks, does this make you feel better?
No, it doesn't.
All right, I tried.
So, yeah, our producer, Muffin Fingers, doesn't know where the video is. And look at this. Now our viewership's down to like 4 because the video brings on everybody. But anyways, it's okay.
Isaiah 68 is in.
Yeah, and that's our guest tomorrow. So that's awesome. He's on there on YouTube watching. Okay. Well, we're live and we're going to talk UFC, and it's been a while since we've had the whole group together. So this is awesome. Of course, I'm the big girl. I'm the master of disaster. All right, Apollo Creed, if you know what I'm talking about. So I am the one that makes these picks that make no sense. All right, so when we get into this stuff, do not listen to me. All right, but listen to these experts. As I introduce these experts, we have Send It 7, Bill Pearson. All right, so go follow his page, VTT's. Sports betting should be illegal. Eat it, Ed. All right, we don't care. All right, this makes our whole weekend. So you shut up. All right, so it just is what it is. But we got Bill Send It 7 Pearson. We got BTT's DrunkenCyborg and the champ, BTT's Trigger Joe. All right, now as you see that belt, it's a beautiful belt. All right, number one, it has our logo on it. Okay, it's got the veteran trash.
It's right there in the middle.
Fire. Yeah, with the beers over it and everything.
It says champion on the bottom.
So what we do is I assess these guys a fight that they have to pick, right? And so they don't know about it. They know about it like Thursday, but they don't know who the other guy has, right? And then they get a 3-point system, all right? Who's going to win, how they're going to win, and what round it's in. If they pick by decision, all right, then it maxes 2 points. That being said, brought to you by 10th Mountain Whiskey. All right, I guess liquor should be illegal too. Go back to the 30s. All right, so anyways, brought to you by 10th Mountain Whiskey. We're going to show you the scoreboard. If Chris can do it. If it's there. All right,
Hey, I see
there's
it.
your scoreboard. All right, as you can see, the big girl has been perfect every week. All right, and I got 9 points. So it's just I called the Jamaican to win in the first round by knockout.
Why is Joe winking at us?
Joe's winking at you because he's
Did you get a money shot?
Because I'm high on life.
And he's got 5 big points as he picked up 2 points last week over the competition because our favorite fight, which all these experts were whining about when they found out that Stacks had that, what was it, Imarov or what was his name? Had that guy fight. Like, oh, that's an easy one to pick. And then we had a little eye poke. All right, a little eye poke, and then it was a no contest, so no points for Stacks. And then Bill had the Dober fight, did you not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we all went with our boy Dober, which we're sad to say he did not win. So it just didn't happen that way. But that's how it works. And so we go by the quarter. So by the end of March, all right, the last UFC main pay-per-view in March, all right, the belt, if it stays, all right, gets to stay with the champ. But the champ has to pay if he loses the belt because he's got to pay for shipping that big motherfucker. All right, and it's heavy. So like that is the punishment for losing the belt.
I have no idea what the shipping costs.
Yeah,
That's where my mind's at. None.
Yeah, VTT's Trigger Joe is in the lead. All right, so again, make sure you follow these guys on Facebook because they post their picks on there. Well, Bill does. I think Stacks did last week, but make sure you do that. But hey, thanks for watching. And again, up there is the QR code. That is where you go to our store. Is that the subscriber one or the shirt one? I forget. So, Chris, what is it? It's a subscriber one. Wow, that's even better. We have 2 subscribers to Veteran Trash Talk. Right? That's like legit. So we are trying to raise money to build Veteran Trash Talk hard stands, like social clubs. So because of COVID's over and nobody really cares about online anymore, which was huge for 2021, we're actually just going to build hard stands around. And if you're a subscriber, you get entry into any one of them. Right. And, just have a good time, hang out.
We're coming for you, VFW.
Vets. Yeah. Well, and again,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, the VFW can take some notes for all I care. But anyways, that's that. And then for Patriots, you heard the ad. I'm going to say it real quickly. They back us. They back our mission. And so if you're into outdoor survival stuff, if you like, if you're into generators, if you're into the mass prepping, all right, they're your guys. They support us. So right there, forpatriots.com/VTTGW. Go there, a landing page, and you'll get a discount. I think like a free solar panel or something like that. Pretty legit. All right, well, what do we got? Let's start up on top of my screen. Cyborg, how's it going?
Going great. Got some whiskey. I'm ready to talk fights.
Nice. And then we'll just go around this way to Bill. Bill, what we got going on?
Hey, this is the best part of my week because my week was absolutely shit with the stuff I've been dealing with. So this is a great way to end the week and get ready for the Super Bowl.
Nice. And then the champ, how are you?
It's good to be in the lead, but bro, we both know a couple weeks ago what I was already in my mind planning on watching on Sunday. And I won't be watching that game. I'll be watching the Super Bowl, but not the game I had in my head going into halftime. But Steve, once again, good old Steve cursed him. You know what he said? We're going to the Super Bowl at halftime. I said, hey, bro, we're about to get the best team in the league's best punch. Let's talk when the fourth quarter starts. Let's just hope they can hang on. And they didn't. And it was one of the worst meltdowns I've seen. That 4th and 2, the drop passes, just a very sloppy second half by the Lions in the worst place they could have done it. So, yeah,
I was talking with
painful.
Bill last week.
That one, painful.
I was talking with Bill last week. I love the new memes coming out with Dan Campbell. Like he's got 20. I'll take that. And blackjack.
Yeah, he's got 19 at blackjack. Hit.
Yeah, hit.
You heard me.
You heard me. But you live and die by Dan Campbell. All right, let's
listen, man. You go home with the person that brought you to the dance. So Detroit fans can't cry about Dan Campbell.
That's
true.
But let's get into the fights. All right, Trash Talkers, Gruntworks Nation.
That made me clench my fists.
Hey, say hi. Hey, thanks for watching. Say hi. Say where you're watching from. Tell us who you think you got in these fights. And again, if any one of you listening in the interweb, all right, and wants to come out and challenge these experts, good luck. All right, there's only been one person to beat him so far. I think they're 6-1. All right, against people.
And even he won't come back.
Yep. And then we also had somebody even have the audacity to challenge the big old NFL. That was Joe's buddy. You didn't last very long. So it's just absolute terrible. All right. Well, the first night of the fight, and this just happens to be a point fight for Sachs. All right. So we'll start with VTT's Drunken Cyborg. We got Rodolfo Vieira coming in at 9-2 in this middleweight bout versus Petrosian at 9-2. Now, I've been studying these guys and their technique, right? And something I noticed in Vieira's camp is he's been working on the over-the-head wedgie pull uppercut. So I'm going to go over the head wedgie pull uppercut, second round KO for Vieira.
Solid
Sachs, what say you? Watch it happen.
That's very interesting. So on this one, I can see it going either way, honestly. I think if they can keep it on the feet, Petrosian is good enough with his stand-up that he could potentially get a KO. However, Vieira is very good with his BJJ and with goading people to the ground where he wants to be. And if he can goad Petrosian to the ground, I honestly think he could get the sub on him. I could see it going either way. I'm gonna be hopeful for a round 2 KO by Petrosian. That's what I'm going with.
Perfect. All right. Let's go, as I see it, right to left on my screen, the champ. What do you see in this fight?
It didn't get any easier for Stacks because this is a tough one to call, man. Vegas right now, Petrosian's officially minus money, but he's only minus 105. So he was actually real close to being my DraftKings sleeper. And I like Petrosian in this fight too. The reason being mainly is because I've watched Vieira's last 3 and he is a master on the ground. But the difference between standing and getting on the ground is a takedown. And he looks like Tito Ortiz post back surgery when he shoots. He looks real stiff, a lot of muscle that he doesn't seem to move around really well with. And I just think that Petrosian's footwork and judgment of distance and the way he gets in and out and uses short elbows against the cage and has good takedown defense. I think Petrosian's smart enough to not get in the ground fight, stay on the feet for 3 rounds. And I don't think Vieira's fight IQ is as high as his jiu-jitsu because I see him wasting a lot of time standing up. And if he does it with Petrosian, he's going to get outpointed. So I got Petrosian by a very close decision.
Very nice. And we got Joshua Moore saying Vieira's going to win. I appreciate that, Josh. Sticking with the Big Earl. Smart
very
man.
Possible.
But don't bet on me, okay? All right, Bill, what do you got in this fight?
I disagree with both of them. But mark my words, this is going to be the worst fight of the night.
Really?
This fight is going to be the absolute most boring fight of the night. And it's going to be the same thing that happened to Petrosian that Barajo did. What's going to happen is Vieira knows he can't stand with Petrosian. If he stands with Petrosian, he's getting slept. 100%. Vieira is going to do this boring-ass shit that happened to Dober, where he's going to fucking get him on the ground. Petrosian's not that great on the ground. He has good enough defense to try to avoid it a little bit. He's not submitting anybody.
He's not Vieira's level.
Yeah. What's going to happen, Vieira is known as the black belt hunter, as his nickname is. Here's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be 3 rounds of the most boring shit you ever watched. Dober tried to avoid it. He just couldn't pull it off. It's going to be Vieira is going to put Petrosian on his back, do fuck all for 3 rounds, and it's going to be the most boring shit ever. That's what's going to happen in this fight. Petrosian's going to spend 3 rounds. Petrosian's spent 3 rounds trying to get off the mat. Vieira's going to win on these bullshit points of just laying and praying and doing jack shit. It's going to be Vieira by decision based on control time, which fucking drives me nuts with the UFC judging system. Here's what's going to happen. Vieira's going to get Petrosian against the cage. He's going to get him on his back, not pull off a submission. It's going to be boring as shit. Pick the over on this fight. If you want to go for a money line bet, pick Vieira. Take the over on this fight. It's going to be Petrosian trying his hardest to not go to the ground Vieira. Vieira's just going to put him on his back and do fucking nothing the whole fight. It's going to be boring as shit. So
I have to change it to VTT's disgruntled send at 7. All right. Absolutely.
This fight pisses me off is because people like Vieira piss me off. So it's going to be boring ass fight. Take the over on it if you're betting. Vieira
Interesting.
money line bullshit ass decision for doing jack shit for 3 rounds.
Very nice.
Or wait,
Yeah, we
who's
haven't
that?
said this in a while, but it could be a start the grill fight right away in the beginning.
Well,
So
just a caveat: the only difference between what Bill says and what we're saying is, I think Petrosian can get off the ground, and once they get sweaty and tired because they're big guys, I've seen Vieira be boring, just like Bill said, and I don't know. It's gonna if Petrosian can stay on his feet for 10 minutes, I think he wins 2 rounds to
And here's
1.
the thing,
But
as a fan,
plus
of the
3.5
sport,
points on DraftKings is a good pick for Petrosian.
Now,
Also,
we're spending a lot of time on the worst fight of the night.
Here's the thing. As a fan, I want to be wrong. But God damn it, Vieira is just boring as shit. And it irritates the shit out of me.
Joshua Moore says, I'm dying right now. I don't think I've heard boring ass or jack shit so many times in one sentence.
You're welcome, Josh.
We're going
You're
for a
welcome,
record.
Josh. But
We're
all right,
going
let's
for
go
the
to the
record.
next one. All right, we got as the host, I gotta get it moving. I gotta do my job. All right, it's a lightweight fight. All right, we got Michael Johnson, retired sprinter, right, gold medalist, coming in at 22-19 versus Darius Flowers. All right, coming in at 12-6-1. Now, this one was a tough one for me to pick because it's as Michael Johnson's a super fast human being and gold medalist. It doesn't take away from the fact that if you pay attention to Darius's ink, all right, he's Illuminati. All right, so I'm going to go Darius by Illuminati strike from that chest diamond, all right to his face, okay? And it's just going to get covered up because that's what the Illuminati does. All right, so covered up, knockout, first round, blackout. The screen's going to go black, going to come back on, and Darius Flowers is going to get his hand raised. All right, let's go to Bill for a point. What's it?
Here's the thing. Nick, I was never so mad at you before in my life than giving me this fight, first of all.
Oh, brutal. I thought he would have got the other one, but man, that sucks.
Here's the thing with these guys. Both of them absolutely have 0 ground game. 0. They've both been submitted. Michael Johnson more than Darius Flowers. We know
More than
very
10
little about
times
Darius.
combined.
Yeah, I mean, we know very little about Darius Flowers because he's kind of new to the UFC. He's been on a lot of these other circuits. Johnson, here, if Nick gave me this fight, I'd say 6 to 8 years ago, I'd pick Michael Johnson.
Well, I mean, it's fast.
Johnson's starting to get knocked out more and more. And as you know, in this fight game, it's a young man's game. And once that chin starts to go, there's no saving it. I'm picking Darius Flowers, TKO second round, only because when you look at Johnson's record, he's fought the better guys, yes. Flowers is newer. Johnson loves getting slept in the second round. If it goes to the ground, which it's not, because both these guys have both been submitted, they absolutely suck on the ground. So this fight's either going to end in the second round or go to a decision. I'm taking a chance on this one. It's also going to be my DraftKings sleeper. So I'm picking Darius Flowers, second round TKO.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's round it right to Joe, the champ.
Yeah,
You agree with
that's a
Bill.
ballsy pick because that's a shitty fight to pick, is what it is.
Yes.
Look, Johnson was a victim of Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
He never fought. He's another guy that never fought another war like he fought with Gaethje, and it took something off him. It really did. And even in that fight, he clipped Justin Gaethje 2 times good, and Gaethje just wouldn't go away, and it broke his will eventually because he just crumbled. And he's never quite been that same warrior. But this Darius Flowers dude, oh man, it's like he had a shitty weight cut. I know he had to take 2 attempts at cutting weight, and Johnson looks chiseled and in shape all of a sudden. I was kind of surprised by the weigh-in. Man, Johnson's got 2 inches of reach, and his striking's always been on point as far as when he uses it. And he's kind of fought himself back to mid right. But I'm saying when he stands and bangs, he can connect. I'm saying when he's offensively striking, he's always been able to find his shots. But oh man, Yeah,
This is
being
one of
that
those
it's not for a
fucking dicks are
point,
giving me this fight.
being that it's not for a point, I'm gonna have to go ahead just because of the way they were jawing at the weigh-in and say Flowers finds his chin. He's got 7 knockouts out of his 12 wins. They've been sub 14 times collectively and have 4 sub wins collectively.
They
So
suck on the ground.
neither it's gonna be on the feet. And Johnson is always suspect to getting tagged on the button, and when he does, he doesn't recover like he used to. So I'm gonna say Flowers finds the button, and Bill might be coming in with a 3-pointer here, but I'm not making Flowers my DraftKings sleeper just because Johnson's. If he's not aggressive, Johnson will be able to outpoint him on the feet. He's gonna have to go in and get the kill.
I agree with
All
you.
right, Stacks. Who do you got?
So with the fact that Johnson does have really good offensive striking, Flowers, as much as he's not like fantastic, he does do a really good job of backing people up even while they are coming at him. So it's really hard for Johnson to keep on the offensive when Flowers just keeps pressuring the way he does. And I think in that case, Flowers is going to find his hit, and he's going to put Johnson out. He's going to hit that button. I'm giving it a round 2 KO on that as well, just because I'm giving them a round to kind of get used to each other. And then once they get to that point, I really do think Flowers is going to have him backing up and find his strike.
I want to
if it
put a
goes
little
to
money on a round 2 KO there, people watching.
Right. If
Just
it does
saying.
go to the ground, it's just going to look like toddlers wrestling. It's not going to be good. Don't.
Yes.
If it goes to the ground, turn it off, please.
Flowers does have a 60% strike accuracy, which is very high for our average.
Nice. Yeah, I would not have known that with all the studying I do, but it is what it is. I'm still going Illuminati, and even I went second round, but Illuminati blackout. So I think I said first round. I don't know.
You
All
said
right, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be right. I'll have 12 points next week. All right, let's go here to the next fight, and we have a middleweight fight, and we got Brad Tavares at 20-9 versus Rodriguez at 14-5. And again, I've called Gregory Rodriguez before. I think I've called Gregory Rodriguez to win when nobody else did, right? Because you look at this dude, right? He's an alien. All right, look at that.
Brazilian Obama.
Right? He is going to
Obama-tron.
he is going to get away with an illegal headbutt with that thing, because how the hell do you get out of the way of it? And then it's going to come out with an elbow. So it's going to be a contextual win, right? But I'm going Gregory with an elbow to the face in the first round after an illegal headbutt. Let's stay with Stacks. What say you to the alien versus Tavares? Nobody named Brad can fight anyways.
Honestly, on this one, although Tavares is fast, all around, Rodriguez is just the better fighter. On every point, he just is better. And I don't see a way that he doesn't get him to the ground. I don't. I think Brad goes to the ground and then he gets subbed out round 1. That's what I'm going with.
Very nice. Let's leapfrog, because it'll segue into a point fight. Bill, what say you on this one?
Interesting pick on the sub. I'm not saying
I was between a KO and a sub. Since it's not for points for me, and I really, really like seeing submissions because I'm a ground fighter as well, I really want it to be a sub, but more than likely it is going to be ground and pound. I understand that fully, but I really want him to just fucking sleep the motherfucker. It would make me so happy.
all right. I get that. I got Obama-tron in a first round KO. If you
Nice.
look at Tavares's background, if he loses, he loves to lose by getting slept in the first round. But it's either he gets slept in the first round or he drags it out to decision. I think Rodriguez is good enough to connect with him early. Again, this is another one that's like Tavares 4 years ago is not the same Tavares today. And Tavares he's fought the better competition, but he's been through some wars with some great fighters. And that starts to change you after a while. So I got Rodriguez, take the under on this one, but I got Rodriguez TKO first round. Very
nice. Very nice. And the champ, what say you?
Yeah, this was very close to being a lock for me, especially after the weigh-ins. He looked. I mean, this is what Barack Obama would look like if he did a summer of DECA and D-ball, and that's it in his college years. but that's why I call him Obamatron. But he does have 3 sub wins. He's never been subbed. He's way bigger than Tavares. I don't know how they're in the same weight class. And Tavares only really knows how to stand. And, Rodriguez's striking accuracy is 57 to Tavares is 48. Tavares can't knock anybody out. Guy couldn't break wind. He couldn't even finish peg leg Weidman when Weidman was hopping around on one leg. He doesn't know what he's in for. I actually have Obamatron by a first round knockout as well, but I could see him pulling the sub. But I would definitely play him by double chance on FanDuel and roll with that because I don't think Tavares sees the 3rd round.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, to the next one. All right, this is a point fight for the champ. Can the champ extend his lead? All right, it's a middleweight fight, and we got Bryce Check with 17-5 versus Ehor, or is just whore? Is the I silent or the H silent? Is it the I or the whore?
Ehor.
I the whore. E the whore. All right, E the whore, you the whore. All right, Potteria. All right, Potteria, 19-5. All right, one of these guys is from Poland. All right, I did that research. All right, now, anybody know what a Polish knee slapper is? All right, it looks like this. All right, so I'm going with the Polish knee slapper victory, 2nd round. All right, champ, who you got?
All right. Normally this would give me a little pause, guy making his UFC debut. But Brychek's been on the UFC radar for a while now. He was supposed to fight Jacob Malkoun last year. He was actually supposed to fight Albert Duraev and had a full camp. So Pretoria took this on short notice, had a bad weight cut, missed by 1.5 pounds. And I don't know if he ever made weight, but he weighed in at 187.5. So this guy's been knocked out in 3 of his last 5 losses. The only person he did take it to was a 57-year-old Shogun Hua.
Thanks, Nick, for giving Joe this pick.
It's always the easy ones that blow up in your face. But there's a highlight tape of
-145.
Yeah, well, I mean, Brychek may not be in the UFC, but he's got a 3.5-minute highlight tape on YouTube of his knockouts. He is a very clean striker.
So
and the same
first time UFC guy coming with an undefeated record, get his ass
He's
whipped by
glorious,
somebody with
and I
12
don't even
losses.
like strikers.
The same check hook that knocked out Poteria by Alberg, he throws it beautifully. I got Brychek by first round knockout.
Yeah,
And I almost want to lock him up.
For the record, for the ones that don't know UFC like myself, have we not seen a guy coming into the UFC for the first time with like a fucking 30-0 record and lose to some guy who's 40 years old with like 12 losses?
Dude, these guys are big. These guys are big boys, man. We're gonna be 200 pounds walking around out there. If Poteria catches them with a haymaker, because he is a little bit bigger, but Brychek looks like skin painted on muscle. The dude is ripped. He's in shape. I don't think he wastes his chance. He's 33 years old. I think he blows through Poteria and wants to make a statement to climb the ladder as quick as possible. Because he's 33 years old, and this is his first UFC fight.
How's it ending again?
First round knockout.
First round KO. All right, got the point fight. All right. Well, before I say this, Jeremiah Johnson just signed on to watch. All right. I don't know if you know who Jeremiah Johnson is, but he's a mountain man. All right, and he's very famous. You haven't seen that movie?
Folklore about him?
Yeah, little Robert Redford. Yeah, is that pulled the 50 caliber out of the dead man's hands. All right, let's go to Stacks. Who you got in this one?
So, honestly, I had never even seen Bryce Check until I was preparing for these fights specifically, and I was like,
me too.
I had to go looking through YouTube for
hashtag
fights
me too.
instead of being able to pull
until
them
right
up
now.
Instead of pulling him up on ESPN, I had to go through YouTube. And when I started looking at his YouTube stuff, I got so goddamn excited. I don't even like strikers. And this guy, I am so fucking excited to see him in the UFC. I can't even. Ooh. Okay, so I think he's just as fast as Poteria, which he does have fast hands. We got to give that to him. He doesn't.
Tell Tamara to keep it down. Yeah, sorry.
Nick said keep it down. Nick said keep it down.
But yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of knockout power, but he does have fast hands, and he can get a lot of points. However, I think Bryce Check puts a stop to that. super fucking quick, honestly. I didn't give him a round 1 because I figured with his first UFC event, he might want to fill him out a little bit, make sure he gets this shit done. But I think round 2 KO 100%. He's gonna knock Poteria out. I don't see this ending any other way but a KO, and it's gonna be before the 3rd round.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, Bill, let's say you.
No way. No fucking way this leaves the first round. And it's going to be. I don't think has Price-Check even seen a second round in the last.
Not in his
fights?
last 5. He's got 5 first round knockouts in a row.
Yeah, so his last 5 were knockouts. Price-Check's going to come through and sleep Poteria. It's going to be a first round knockout. If you're unsure, even if you look at Poteria's fights, take the under on this one. If you're unsure on the money line, but Price-Check's one of my locks. Price-Check's going to come through, put Poteria in the shadow realm early in this fight. I don't even think it's going to go past 1.5 minutes, to be honest with you. I got Price-Check under 1.5 minutes KO.
I forgot which one's the pull lock when I made my pick.
Price-Check.
Price-Check.
Oh, perfect.
Hey,
Yeah, then we're on it. Yeah.
Hey, and Poteria in his last 5 hasn't seen the 8th minute. He's had 3 first round exits, and he's been out in the first 2 minutes of the second round twice.
All right, Joe, show your shirt because the person we were talking about pre-show, Kevin Travers, is on the comment thread, and we're wearing the Celtic. He wore the Celtic Warrior shirt for you today, Kevin.
I gave him a shout out too. Said in memory of Kevin Travers.
In memory of Kevin Travers, who's back. Those of you
not like he's dead or anything. I mean, that's kind of you know what I meant.
He's always been one of my favorite VTT characters because he's a character, all right. But he was the Celtic Warrior. Glad to have him back on the chat thread. And then again, we're gonna start promoting shirts every show, right? And then we're gonna probably give a discount on that one. But if you go to shop.veterantrashtalk.com and put in the code VTTGW, you get a discount on any shirt that you want. All right. So
start slanging them at school.
Yeah, you got the dumpster fire that Bill's wearing. All right. And you got the Sergeant Major line that Stax is wearing. It would behoove you to pay attention. I got the OG on, or I got the original. And then Joe's wearing the Celtic Warrior one from our Brotherhood. Yeah,
check it out. Don't try to get by. You get caught in traps.
All right. Now, to be fair, okay, Joe buys shirts that are 3 sizes too small, so he looks muscular. Some people just go to the gym. All right. But that's the technique. I'm okay.
That and dyeing my beard black are 2 of my secret shames.
Let me know when you're ready for some BKFC action.
It's bare knuckle fighting champion.
Oh, Juggernaut. Okay,
yeah, buddy.
Bare knuckle fighting. Do you guys know that? Do you guys watch that?
Platinum Mike Perry is the Conor McGregor over there.
Mike Perry's the GOAT over that. He was built.
Have you seen that video of where he's sitting at the commentator's desk, Bill, and the guy goes, "What's up, bitch?" to him behind him, and Perry looks at the other guy, goes, "Hang on a second," and dives over, not like Strickland and Duplessis. He dove over and started working this guy.
Okay, on that
like
front,
right in the middle of a show.
Can I just comment on how cool it was that he looked at the 2 in front or in between him and what's his face? And
Strickland?
And
those were Gilbert Burns' children that he did that too.
He was like, well,
Gilbert was laughing about it.
Like so politely, just ask them to move out of the way and then just
Please.
We haven't even talked about that fight, man. We haven't even talked about that fight on the show.
Hey, Juggernaut. Message Big Earl, all right? Go on Facebook, look up VTT's Big Earl at Triggered Pansy, all right? Look me up, message me. We'll bring you on here. And if you want to talk bare knuckle fighting championships and, put your money where your mouth is with our experts,
I'm down.
Game on, homie.
We'll even pick a BKFC event and a UFC event to make it fur.
That sounds fun.
That sounds really
all right. All right. So again, go buy a shirt. And then go to the QR code and subscribe. All right. Now, there's a lot of things that you spend $10 a month on. All right. When you subscribe to Veteran Trash Talk, all right, not only are you promoting our mission that we want to build, hard stands around the country to support veterans and first responders, but you get a free Trash Talk button. All right. The Trash Talk buttons are freaking hilarious. All right. And then after that, every month after that you subscribe, you will get a code to your email for 50% off a shirt. Okay. So that way you're still getting something every month while supporting a great mission. And speaking of support, again, 10th Mountain Whiskey, go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com. put in the code VTT, and get a discount on some bourbon, on some rye that Stacks is drinking. And then Bill, press mute. All right, and then you got 4patriots.com. So 4patriots.com is our title sponsor. Please, everything's brought to you by them. They're a big believer in our mission. And again, so go to 4patriots.com/BTTGW. Get yourself some survival gear. All righty then. Let's get into the co-main. All right, and this is exactly the fight that Stacks wants to see. All right, this is a featherweight fight. These are the people that they shouldn't be allowed to fight. Okay, they're like 6.5 pounds. Never gonna lose to them. I mean, you could blindfold me, put one arm behind my back, and no 107-pound dude's gonna do anything to me. All right, not afraid of you. You guys can. Let's do it. Let's set it up. But we got this Dan Ige guy at 17-7 versus Andre. Look at how cute he is. Feely, all right, coming in at 20. The little guy, 23-10. And I always say it's gonna end in a tickle fight. All right, whoever tickles the best is gonna win. All right, we're going.
Andre
submission.
Feely's nickname is Touchy. His
is
nickname
Touchy.
is Touchy,
It's
so he
Touchy.
goes by
Touchy
Andre
Feely.
Touchy
So
Feely.
I'm calling a submission by tickling again in this fight because that's what these guys do. All right, let's stay with Stacks. Stacks, who do you got in this little kid fight?
So, fuck you, first of all. Second, so
I mean,
honestly, like
if the
this
shoe
fight,
fits.
I am very excited for, because I really do feel like this is going to be kind of a war, with the two of these guys. I feel like Ige is the more put together fighter with a better fight IQ. He's more accurate, and Philly kind of loads up on his shit, which doesn't make a lot of sense because he's smaller. Why are you gonna load up on all your shit when you don't really have all of that to pack behind you? But he does. He telegraphs his stuff pretty atrociously. So I can see Ige seeing this stuff coming, having great defensive movement, getting out of the way, and I went with a round 3 submission for Dan Ige on this one. I feel like they're gonna fuck each other up, tire each other out pretty well, and then they're gonna end up on the ground. I think Ige's got the upper hand there.
All righty. Okay. The champ, Joe, what say you?
Yeah, I got Ige in this one just because he's tougher than a $2 steak, and he's 2-3 in his last 5. I don't see him losing this one, even though it doesn't bother me if somebody wants to put Feely on their DraftKings team, just because he did look pretty good in his last one. Did KO Lucas Almeida. He's fought a pretty heavy list of people. His last loss was to Nathaniel Wood and Joe Anderson Brito, so there's nothing to be ashamed about in those losses. But I just, Dan Ige is that guy, man. He's not going to go away. This is going to be probably nonstop energy. If it's not, they're going to get booed because that's what everybody's expecting. But I went with an Ige by decision, but I just think he's a little one step tougher than Feely, and Feely's got too many losses racked up for my liking.
Very nice. All right, Bill, who you got?
Ring the bell. I'm with Joe on this one. Listen, Ige and his entire, what was his first fight? His first fight was in the,
I guess a pillow.
2014. First fight in the UFC was oh yeah, that's right. He goes back to 2020, but he's never been finished. Ige does not get finished. $2 stakes the best. If Ige's been hit with everything from the kitchen sink to a crowbar, he's fought the who's who, and he just doesn't get finished. He loses plenty of decisions, but you're not going to finish Ige. Feely's been finished a couple times, but he's also pretty tough, and he's got a good fight IQ. But I'm with Joe on this one. I got Ige by decision. I just think Andre's he doesn't have what it takes to take Ige. Ige is willing to go to that dark place and just live in it. He loves these deep, long, drawn-out brawls. He lives in that space. So I got Ige by decision on this one. It might be a split, but Ige by decision. The safe bet on this one is the over. I don't see these guys ending each other anytime soon. It's going to be a war. This is going to be a great fight, possible fight of the night. But Ige's just a warrior. It's going to be a fun fight to watch. You just don't finish him, so it's going to be a decision. either way. I got Ige by decision. Over is the safe bet.
Very nice. Then you got old Jake Nivens, an old 2P cat, coming in saying, "The fuck is up, guys? What's up,
Yo,
old
yo.
paratrooper buddy? Haven't talked to you in a while. Hope all is well. Glad to see you on the show." All righty. Let's go to the main event of the evening. And you got one of my favorite fighters' names is Jack Hermanson. All right. He's coming in at 23-8 for Joe Pyfer. Okay. Piper, yeah, Yipper. Pifer. I don't know. There's always some kind of silent, stupid letter. Never mind. He's American. Okay. This American says Piper. And Piper going to kick the shit out of Hermanson. I'm going America, first round knockout. All right, let's go to the champ. Champ, what say you in the main event?
Oof, yeah. I don't really like the matchup, mainly because I don't see how Hermanson stands 25 minutes with Pyfer. I just there's a rumor going around that he broke the punch machine that Francis Ngannou hit. Now there's some discrepancies where some people agree, some people disagree. But Pyfer says he did it, and he's very patient with that punch. And man, when it finds a home, that's all she wrote. And I just don't see how a guy who lost to Roman Dolidze, because we all saw what he could do last week by KO. I don't see how he stands with Joe Pyfer for 25 minutes and Pyfer doesn't find a home for that right hand at least once. I think he finds it. I think there's something that the rest of the casual fans don't know about that kid, and they're going to find out that he has fight-ending power at 185. I mean, when he fought Razak Al Hassan looked intimidated, and he's usually the aggressor, and so he subbed him. I think Hermanson has all the experience of a vet and all the fight IQ of a Cletus saying, "Hold my beer." I think he does some stupid shit out there, and he's going to get in Pyfer's range, and Pyfer's going to knock him out. This guy came from nothing, Joe Pyfer. I mean, Dana White literally gave him an apartment so he could train, and he hasn't lost a fight since. Well, I can't, don't misquote me on that, but no, he's 5-0 in his last 5. So he hasn't lost a fight since, and he knows what he's fighting for, like Cinderella Man. I don't think Joe Pyfer lets us go to the judges. So I got Pyfer by 3rd round TKO out of respect for Hermanson. I think
Very
he
nice.
can last 10 minutes.
All right, Bill, what say you?
I'm very similar to Joe. So Pyfer lost his first Dana White Contender Series fight off a wacky elbow injury. Won another fight in the circuit, came back, ended someone in the Contender Series. He's been going on, and Joe hit the nail on the head. And the reason why I'm saying this is the whole point. The reason why I'm picking the way I am in this fight, sometimes outside the ring plays a lot with how I pick a fight. And here's why I say this. Pyfer literally was living in his car when he won the Contender Series. Dana White said, "I want to sign you." And he's like, "I'm literally taking the winning from this fight so I can eat." Pyfer is literally fighting for food. That's a dangerous son of a bitch. This guy is fighting so he can eat and pay for his apartment that Dana White paid for him to have for the next 6 months. That guy is coming in
crazy,
like a fucking animal. And like Joe said, there are rumors that he did break Ngannou's record on the punch machine. Pyfer's a bad dude, and when you're that bad of a dude and you're fighting to eat, that's different. That's a different human being walking into that ring. He's not fighting for some glory. He's not fighting for honor. This dude's literally like, "Hey, if I beat this dude's ass, I can pay rent and eat dinner tonight." That's a bad dude.
I want to be able to afford to marry my kid's mother. Like, that's a different type of fight money.
Yeah,
you know,
like that's a different dude. Hermanson's fought a great record of guys in this weight class, but Pyfer's different. Pyfer's a big, solid dude, and he hits like a Mack truck. And again, he's fighting for dinner. That's a different dude, man. So I got Pyfer TKO second round. I think depending on where you bet, if you pick this fight to finish, that's a great safe bet to fight. Depending, there's different places to bet that offer you different options. But if you can take this fight to finish, that's a great bet to make. But I got Piper TKO second round.
Very nice. Okay, and Stacks, what say you?
So I think Joe Pyfer is just all around the better fighter, honestly. I think he's faster. I think his fight IQ is better. I think he's going to be able to keep out of those, out of the offense of Hermansson. However, also he is very good at forcing and placing his shots. He's a freaking sniper. And honestly, Hermansson, to me, he moves his body the way Kristen Stewart moves her face while she's acting. I can't get around it. I don't like it. It's all like jerky, and it freaks me out. So
He's weird looking.
It really is.
That's how I pick my fights.
So I'm going with a round 2 KO with Pyfer, and right before he puts him out, I think there's probably going to be a submission attempt in there. During the submission attempt, I'm going with him whispering in his ear, "I'll never let you go, Jack." Right before he does just what Rose did, lets him go, and then just beats him down under the water. That's where I'm at.
All right, perfect. Anyways, let's get to the best
Titanic
part of the
reference.
show.
Deep.
Let's get to the best part of the show. Well, before we do that, Jake Nivens says, never been keen on boxing stats. Welcome to the club with me. How do you compare reach, or do you guys even chat about that?
Depends on how
We do. I don't know Joe's theory on this, but when it comes to MMA, reach is very different than boxing. Boxing reach matters way more. With MMA, it depends if you're fighting a ground guy who knows how to take you down. There's some guys, like you take someone like a Khabib, reach is irrelevant. Khabib is putting you on your back, period. So MMA gets a little different. With MMA fights, when I'm talking about reach, anything over 4, I'm going to worry about it. 4 and under, not really going to worry about it. But then again, it also matters what type of fighter. If it's a striker guy versus a solely ground guy, that changes everything. Because again, someone like Khabib, he could have a 10-inch reach disadvantage. Khabib's getting you on your back. He's going to wrap his legs around your legs, and he's just going to beat the shit out of you. So when it comes, reach in boxing matters way more than it does with MMA. MMA, the all-aroundness of the fighter matters. Because if you get a ground guy or like an elite level wrestler, you're going down. That's just all there is to it.
They don't stop boxing, or they don't stop UFC when someone gets tackled. Like you can close distance in different ways.
A lot of that matters. Unless you're fighting someone like a Cyril Gane who can tap you from far away, but those kicks matter. So with MMA, it's a lot more interesting. Boxing reach is a huge thing. MMA, that reach advantage starts to shrink because there's a lot of other factors at play.
All right. Thanks for that explanation, Bill. All right. Now to the best part of the show. This is where we make our money. All right. And the disclaimer here is if you don't have money, don't gamble. All right. Just don't do it. All right. Just like anything else in life, if it puts you down or makes you not go forward, stop doing it. All right. A lot easier said than done, but it's doable. All right. Get your pen out. This is what I do. Okay. I write down what they all say, and then I mix and match the parlays. All right. And then I listen to their locks. Now, chances are they're going to have very similar locks. Very rare that they don't. All right. Those locks, put money on the locks. All right. Put enough money on those locks to cover the parlays. All right. Now, you might just break even. The locks might lose, and you lose all your shit. Right. And, oh, what's up, princess? All right. And then, or the locks win, the parlays win, and that's when you just made your whole year. All right. So keep your budgeting, gamble, with, discipline. And then if you gamble with us with discipline, I have not lost on UFC in a year in 3 years. All right. I've lost some weeks, but I haven't lost over the year. So keep it going. Keep it up. All right. Let's go with Stacks. Give us your locks. Did you do a DraftKings sleeper and then a parlay?
So I went with Piper, Rodriguez, and Lukumi. Is that how you say her name?
Buklumi.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that right.
Look at me.
Yes.
I went with those 3 as my locks. My sleeper, obviously Flowers, since he's the one I picked for that fight. I went with Prashnio as well. I know that's a bigger sleeper, but I like him for it.
But he's fighting a
Remember,
Cam.
a sleeper doesn't have to win. Sleeper just got to get you points.
Yeah.
He is fighting a guy out of Jackson Wink. So
Yeah,
Nick's rooting for
that's
him.
fair.
Yeah.
So I went with Prashnio for my other sleeper, and then Piper, Rodriguez, Brezcek. I don't know how to say his name.
Practice.
Prates.
Good call.
I went with him.
Good
on
call.
that parlay.
Socrates.
Lukunmi and Pauga. That's my parlay.
Very nice. And again, follow them on Facebook. VTT's Drunken Cyborg, VTT Send It 7, and VTT's Trigger Joe. Maybe they'll post their parlays on there for you. All right, let's go to Send It 7. All right, locks, DraftKings Sleeper.
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 locks, an easy parlay, and then tomorrow morning I'll post maybe a more riskier parlay, if you will. DraftKings Sleeper, obviously, it was my point pick, Flowers. Locks, I got Piper, Vera, Petrosian over. That's my lock. I'm telling you, I think that's going to be the worst fight of the night. And then the very first fight, I've never made a lock off of a newcomer, but I think Marcos is a heavy favorite. He's going to win that fight. And then going into the parlay, I got Piper, Rodriguez, Boom Boom Me, or whatever, however you want to say it. I was just guessing when Stacks asked. I almost made her my lock. Prates, Vera over, and Flowers.
Nice.
Bill, who'd you have in the first fight?
Marcos.
That's right. I don't know
It's
why I thought
Marcos
they were going off
over
second.
Queeling Aori, or whatever it is.
Oh,
The
Richie
number one
Lang?
dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought they were going second, but you're right. All right. Because I got them in mind too.
Nice. And Huel says, interesting live discussion. I'll join them on Facebook. I'll have to drive tomorrow, so I'll have to drop. Stay safe. All right. Thanks for watching, buddy. And don't forget to follow the Big Earl. All right, because your life will change. All right. Let's go to the champ. All right. The champ, the winner. Now, don't let that scoreboard fool you. These guys are all good. They have to pick a fight for points that I assign. So, again, sometimes they're real easy, and sometimes you get poked in the eye. No big deal. No contest. All right. But that big belt for the champ. All right. It would behoove you to pick somebody who wouldn't get poked in the eye, Dax. Just saying.
Touche.
All right. The champ.
Touche.
What do we got? Locks, parlays, DraftKings Sleeper.
Okay. My locks are Piper, Brejcek, and I did lock Loma Lookboomy. Bruno Brazil did not even look like she wanted to be there. And I think that Lookboomy is probably one of the best at that weight class that isn't in the top 10. And I don't think she can afford to lose another fight if she wants to get a shot. So I got her as a lock. My sleeper is actually different. Bogdan Guskov, who's going against Pauga. And I know Stacks put Pauga in her parlay. I actually think Guskov gets the knockout in that fight. He's got 12 knockouts on 14 wins. So he's a good DraftKings sleeper. He's plus 100 right now. So there's my lock sleepers. And my parlay is going from the bottom up is Marcos in the first fight. Then Loma Lookboomy. I actually put I'm going to screw this name up. Bolai Oki over Tim Kwamba in the prelims. I actually put him on my parlay because the dude's a specimen, super athletic, and I'm pretty. I feel confident in that pick just by the scouting that I did today on them and the way they looked in the weigh-ins. Then Carlos Pretes over Trevin Giles. I think this kid's a savage, and I think he's got a point to prove. And he looked bigger than Giles, and he stared him down like he wanted to eat his lunch. So I feel pretty confident. And then Gregory Rodriguez, Brezcek, and Piper. So I believe that's a 7-legger.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds legit. Hey, and everybody watching, we've had a lot of live viewers today. We really appreciate it. So go to our YouTube channel. All right, go to YouTube, type in Veteran Trash Talk. All right, you'll see the dumpster fire with the beers over it. Go ahead and give that a like and a subscribe because we are shadow banned like a motherfucker on that because of what I just said and other jokes.
There's the logo,
all right?
boys.
But yeah, there's the logo.
That's what he's
so
talking about.
So go on YouTube and give us a like and a subscribe as well. That would be really awesome of you. Other than that, we have a great show tomorrow, like we always do on the Veteran Trash Talk Hour at 1700 Eastern Time. All right, we got Ron Breland, Isaiah 6'8" Actual. All right, just another one of those cool chaplains that stacked bodies before he became a chaplain. So we're gonna get him on the show and talk about how in his bio he dispatched of 2 people in Somalia that were attacking. All right, so I don't know what dispatched means other than signing out a Humvee. So we're gonna figure out what that
Sounds
means.
like some spirited fellowship.
Hey, Nick, you mind if I jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
I was listening to all 3 of us. If you want to make a safe 4-leg parlay, it's Pfeiffer, Marcos, Prates, and Bryce Check. Get you a 4-leg parlay that we all agreed on, and that's safe money.
Very interesting.
I like it.
Maybe we should dump a couple hundred on that before the Super Bowl. Maybe, I don't know. Think about it.
Yeah, my squares sucked, so I need to hit something.
Yeah. I am dumping all
One's
the
number
money I
one
made
with-
from the. Yeah, I am dumping all the money I made this year in the NFL on the 49ers. All right, that's $637 I was up net. All right, so I am going to take all of that and put it on the Niners. All right, it's going down. All right, this is what I'm doing. All right, don't. It is what it is. If I lose it, I'll be even for the year. All right, so good to go. All right, let's close it out with Bill. Bill, give us some nonprofits we should pay attention to.
Again, I will always harp on goldstarteenadventures.org. Please go there, donate as much as money as you can. They also have gear you can buy, towels, water bottles, what you can. It used to be started off in the soft world and opened up to the big army. Now it's opened up to first responders. They take all the Gold Star kids of all those organizations, they bring them together throughout the year and take them on all types of hunting trips, certifications, deep sea diving, anything you think of. They just bring them together throughout the year, and they help these kids just grow and remind them that we all love to say, Till Valhalla and everything that we always talk about throughout the year. No one thinks about these kids. That's what this organization does. And they've actually won awards for most amount of donations that goes directly to the kids and not overhead. So please go to goldstarteenadventures.org.
Very nice. Okay, Stacks. Any last words before your no contest on Saturday? Anything? Okay, there it is. That's 2 words. All right. So, anyways, okay, we will see you guys tomorrow, 1700 Eastern Time, live.
Technically, that's 4 words.
Forward. Look you.
Fuck you.
2/3 of Americans are at risk to experience blackout. You could be one of them, sitting in the dark and cold for hours, for days, maybe even weeks. Are you ready to protect your family? You could be with Patriot Power Solar Generator 2000X. Folks say this new solar generator from 4 Patriots is worth its weight in gold. Why? Because this generator has double the capacity and is expandable so you can run the big appliances like your fridge even longer. Or other devices like an electric blanket, microwave, RV air conditioner, or even an electric wheelchair. You also get 12 outlets, including 4 AC outlets, so you can power more devices at once, and 2 USB-C outlets, which can charge your phone 20 times faster than a regular plug. Best of all, this new solar generator is fume-free, safe to use inside, and never needs gas, ever. Over 150,000 Americans trust Patriot Power generators. Go to 4patriots.com/VTTGW to get your solar generator now. You'll even get a solar panel included free.